Okay, so we're reacting to some sleeve tattoos today. Exciting.
Awesome. Yeah. So this one is from Richard. Says, "Hey Remy, I recently completed an illustrative black and gray sleeve with my tattoo artist in New York City. It's a science fiction compilation piece that took us about 10 to 12 sessions to complete. It was totally worth the time, money, and pain that went into it. I'm happy to share some photos of the finished product with you to see what you think. So let's take a look."
So from where I'm sitting, 10 to 12 sessions isn't too much.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Not too many sessions. There are a lot of artists that do like a sleeve in 4 sessions, but typically if you're doing that, you're probably not getting super crazy detailed stuff. So my big complaint immediately is whatever these circular things are at the top. They look almost like, I know they're not suction cups, but they almost look like suction cups. They're just too light. Like they're almost not there.
Like in the background?
Yeah.
I think it's like a digital, like a circuit board sort of print back there.
Whatever it is, it's...
Yeah, they are definitely almost not there. I mean, they are background, but I also feel like, and it might just be the photo, but I really don't see a really solid black. There's like an almost black, but it might be the photo, but I mean,
I could go on a tangent about the depth and the darkness of this.
Right? I just feel like it's very gray.
Yeah, well, definitely very gray, but like I don't want to just lance them for that the whole time, because
it's actually an absolutely cool piece of work. I could go darker.
Of course. It's just I feel like all I ever do is talk about that. So I'm trying not to, but it is tonally pretty bland. They got a lot of light. They just didn't get a lot of dark.
Yeah, not a lot of dark. I really like the style. Very like sci-fi, like the sleeve here. Like a cool mix of like Japanese and
just too much. You wanted too much though. Like this is like, I want 10 pounds of shit in a 2-pound bag. It's like you have a whole body. Right? Or you can act out a lot of this fantasy.
I know, it's like those people that are like, I want a tree and a bird and the sun and a fence and a barn and a cow and a horse all on the same.
It's just like what happens if all of a sudden, instead of having this circuit board stuff behind it and like all the wiring and stuff, you just have this face and shoulders and like the mask and the brain or whatever up there be like the whole outer bicep, and then you bring this mask down like sort of the middle of the arm and have some background in between, and then one more big feature piece and background, you know? Because like
it's a really busy composition for sure.
Hard to pick out a lot of what's going on here. Like the center bicep piece I think is pretty cool, but I don't know. It gets lost in all the other chaos that's going on. It's a lot. There's a lot going on here.
It is a lot.
And then
then the bottom feels like wasted space with all these little neutrons and like I guess like particular stuff.
The thing is like the dark to light play at the bottom is the best anywhere on this sleeve.
I know, but they could have put the other. I mean, this lady face is awesome, but like they could have put this mask lower down and had a better use of space. Sorry.
Technically, all very well done, and I have no real issue with that. It's just that it's just so much. There's just so much. I don't know where to look. And I do think this is a case sometimes of like a lot of people will think they're only going to have, one sleeve. I better make it great. Like I better get everything I want in there. And like realistically, you've got 4 limbs and you can do those more than once even.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing though, is everybody always thought I could only do my sleeve once. Well, you've proven that you can have multiple sleeves.
Not everybody's going to go to that extreme, but
yeah, but if you want it, you can do it.
I just think like we can spread this out onto the torso. You can have a nice chest piece with this. You could put a little bit of this in other places, and then you get a little less of this congested look that way. But overall, I really do like everything that's going on. I just think it's all too much. So, That's my thoughts on that.
I don't necessarily disagree.
Mm.
Oh, this is cool too on the back, like a heart, like a robotic heart.
Yeah, it's just like, why not bigger and less background?
Yeah.
Is my big thing.
I agree with that. All right, so we'll move on to the next one. This one says, "Hi Remy, so a few months have passed since my last email, and now my both arms plus chest are completely done." Okay, that made no sense. A little bit of background. What happened with my first sleeve, I had clear idea in my head for almost 10 years that I want a Japanese-inspired sleeve, but finally got the courage to start the project after a dramatic breakup with my fiance. I continued few studios and opted to go to studio ran by my friend. The tattooing went fine, but for some reason the ink wouldn't stick to my skin and certain areas had to be fixed multiple times. After close to 10 sessions, COVID hit and I decided to pull the brake on the project. First, attached picture is what she was able to do in those sessions. I seriously thought that the issue was on my skin and not her tattooing capabilities. Could also be my aftercare. Start of 2023, I decided that I wanted to finish the project, but I wanted to do my other sleeve first. I found an artist who IMO is super efficient, and this is where I am at now. Now that both arms are done, I'm planning to start back after this summer. Again, that makes no sense. The frog is inspired by you. Sending more emails to attach all the photos. Kind regards, Visa. Okay.
So this is the sleeve that the things weren't staying in on. Is that the case?
Yeah, I think
or
so.
Is this the better one? Which one is the one that he's happier with? That's what I'm trying to figure out right away here.
I think this dark one on the one side here is the better one. You see how much darker it is?
I do.
And then the first one that we're looking at, is the this one right here is that the one that he couldn't get it in. You had an artist that had this issue.
Yeah, but I knew even then that it was him, not me. Because like you'll have other artists tattoo you and it's fine. It's like usually the worse the artist is, the more they blame your skin or your aftercare. But 80% of the time, if you do the tattoo correctly, it will heal correctly.
That's what I think too.
There are margins of error on that. But when you have an artist that's blaming the client's skin, a lot of the time that's bullshit. I'm not saying it's always bullshit, but a lot of the time it's bullshit.
I also think that if you're like keeping your sessions to like a normal amount of time, you're not going in and causing too much trauma.
I mean, there's other things that are like insane with this that make me think that. Like it's like it's not just the words that I read or heard. It's also like, what the fuck is that on your shoulder? And look at the black saturation.
Oh, I know,
in
the
that
black
beard.
saturation is absolutely awful.
This artist would probably be a person who would say blackout is easy.
Oh yeah,
and you can
but
see
they can't saturate black.
You can see that nothing in there is solid. Mm-hmm. Literally nothing in there is solid. Not one part of this is solid. Everything about the top is a complete mess, and that dragon is just kind of hanging out. It's like, oh, let's do a dragon real quick. Like, let's do a dragon that's like this big in the middle of your fucking outer bicep for some reason.
Again, I feel like they tried to fit too much.
Oh, for sure, but
into like a small space.
That's part of on the artist when it's like, okay, but we can't do it at that size. Because what is happening with this arm here? Like, where are they going with that dragon? Like, what in the world is happening? No, this was definitely the artist's fault.
I agree.
This is not your aftercare. This is not your skin.
Especially because you have another arm that's so clearly done solid by another artist.
Yeah. Well,
like, it's night and day.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's really hard to say what's going on here. Looks like some of this is better than others, but I don't know. Because, like, I just think we're looking at the flipped image here, right? It's doing that thing again. Because the other side does look completely better, but I'm having a hard time getting a good picture of that sleeve.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I see what you're saying now.
I'm not seeing the other sleeve.
I'm not sure which sleeve is which at this
point.
No,
I don't think he included any pictures of the other sleeve.
I just think it's so much better looking.
We get the dead on of both chest panels and the two sleeves, and it's very, very obvious who did what. You can see just in the execution of the two masks even, and the sizing of them. Like, there's way more background in one than the other, and way more foreground in one than the other. And guess which one is executed better? A lot of times, better artists, better application from an artist, they'll also have better design sense as well. These things are not always going to go hand in hand, but I see a world of difference in this dead on. I wish we had more shots of the other arm. We only have shots of the first arm, it seems like. So that's too bad.
Or is that the second arm?
No, that's the same arm.
Oh yeah, that is.
It's just been added to, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like darkened up a little bit.
Yeah, well,
and, like,
you can see that
fixed up in
the artist here has worked on. Well, someone has worked on this arm more in these newer pictures, but we don't have a good clean shot of the second sleeve for some reason. But anyway, one sleeve is way better than the other one compositionally, and you can fix the shading and stuff. Some parts of this are always going to be a bit of a jumble, like the flowers at the top. But, I mean, someone was way better than the other one. And I don't think that had anything to do with your aftercare.
I think I agree with that, too. I don't think it was your aftercare.
I get a little suspicious of any artist that goes to blaming the client immediately.
And, like, you know, the thing is,
For some reason, the ink wasn't
it's like
sticking on my
like,
skin.
I dry heel tattoos, and they're fine as long as the artist did their job. So, I think that unless you're getting a shitty infection, going out in the sun, or rubbing the crap out of your tattoo, that aftercare excuse is a myth.
Well, I mean, you can overdo it, and you know, in some cases, it would be better if you did something, but like if the tattoo's done correctly and you're not a complete fucking slob or a complete fucking asshole, your tattoo will most likely heal okay.
Exactly. You can forget about it most of the time and it'll be fine.
Yeah, definitely the more you do, the worse. Like if you're doing an adequate amount versus like overdoing it, guess which one's worse. At any rate, I don't hate either of these sleeves, but one is way better than the other one. The new one is way better. I can tell even just with this one shot, but they did a decent job of fixing up the other one as well. So, yeah.